In this video I'll show you how I would get funded as a beginner and the perfect prop firm to do so. So in case you guys are not complete beginners, you probably already know what's a prop firm, right? You trade the company's capital and you scale from that. But before we even jump on prop firm, guys, you have to do these things, right? You have to master your trading edge, master your psychology, have some risk management, and a prop firm strategy. That will be for when you build more skill, but these three are essential because you cannot jump into prop firms without a strategy if your psychology is still not on set, and you can't be doing a random risk management approach. So I'll show you how to fix all these components in a few, but in the meantime, let's just say you go for an evaluation. If you pass the evaluation, well, you get to trade a large amount. Awesome, right? But what's going to happen in most cases is that you're going to fail the evaluation, of course, because you're not yet a profitable trader, and that's okay because it takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of skill. So what you do need to be doing is choosing a beginner-friendly prop firm, and the best prop firm I found to do so is Hola Prime. Now here's their website right here. Right off the bat you can see a crazy discount going on, and all the features they've got. They're not only great to start small, but they've got free education. And this is the most insane part that I have ever seen in the prop firm space. If you go over to their Discord, you can literally see how they got one-to-one sessions with profitable traders. I've been a beginner trader and I'm also a mentor. I can tell you from experience that the moment where you make the most amount of progress is when somebody gives you a personalized advice. So you can literally go to any of these guys, book a call for free, and get massive amount of value. And besides that, they also got Hola Prime TV. So you can literally watch them trade live. Okay, you got a 9-hour trading session.
And NASDAQ, yeah. Not the worst.
And you can see them trade live right here. Watch their P&Ls as it goes on, their analysis, their discussions, in case you want some company or just to learn whilst day trading. And you can see their chat is also very active, so you can be here all day trying to learn, networking. So for me, as you can see in my case, I already got an account right here. Went for a 10K to keep it realistic with y'all, to be on the same page. And you also know, as I usually tend to pass accounts in a single trade, but in here I kept it realistic. I kept it so you guys can relate to me, and I'm actually only 1% up on this account. I'll show you the trade in a few, but as you can see, the dashboard looks clean. We got our equity curve, we got our stats. Right here, 100% win rate off of this one trade that I took yesterday. The performance by days of the week. Some nice stats to go up based off the hours. This is great just to implement into your data, because like I was saying, the more you recognize your data, the more profitable you'll be, not only just on the edge side, but also to build that psychology, that confidence to go into the markets and actually get funded. The trade that I took is right here, that ended up being a good decision of closing it right here, because later on it went immediately to the stop loss. So the reason for me to take this trade was that we was starting to get on London close session, and London close is usually a retracement of the day, right? And so as London and New York were both bearish, I was looking for the retracement of London close, which would tend to be a bullish move. At the same time, we sweep these three equal lows and make efficiency with price action right here. Not only that, but as we sweep the lows and make efficiency, we also deliver some sort of a trap. We also start to push up, but then come back down with a huge impulse move, which to me could mean a sell to buy, right? Some manipulation right here to trap people that was trading this order block. Then I just went from some sort of double breaker structure here, right? But I could easily perhaps position myself here or even here on stop order. I just decided to go a bit more conservative and wait for multiple breaks of structure to happen to give me more confirmation. Even then the idea ended up not working, but because the market was going to close and I didn't want to hold overnight, I closed it at around this area, because then I also know if price is going to open the next day, or on Monday in this case, with the price being around my entry point, which means also around my stop loss, super close right here, I know that the previous daily low tends to be a liquidity, so price would have a huge possibility of sweeping it and take me out by consequence. And so as I took this trade, guys, the experience was great. I didn't feel robbed by the spreads. great execution. And a cool part of it is that I got to trade with CTrader. So if you go on to purchase a challenge, you can see Forex, crypto, futures, they got a bunch of things. Even in crypto, I believe that there's more than 100 altcoins that you can trade, which is absolutely crazy. But just to stick with Forex here, you can see how just on the one step prime, that's a challenge we're on, you can not only choose your balance until 300k, you got a lot of choice when it comes to choosing your platform. For me, I normally just use MT5 and CTrader, but hey, you practically can't go wrong in here as they got the most known ones. And then this feature right here is also always great if you want to get bi-weekly payouts, monthly ones or weekly, depending on the profit split, of course. Now, why should you choose Hola Prime? First of all, 1 hour payouts, which is absolutely crazy, right? You can trade Forex, futures, crypto. They've got cheap prices, a transparent customer service, the free one-to-one sessions we mentioned, the Project X platform, which is their most known in future space, the Hola Prime TV Live, which were the live trading sessions, and their Discord community, which is pretty active. Now, if you want to get a challenge with them, you can use the first link in the description and the code Dylan30 to get 30% off in Hola Prime. And even if you're still not ready to purchase a challenge with them, you can join their competitions and actually try to win some accounts. Plus, the competition is super low. Right? There's not a crazy amount of members. It's not like the other pro firms where you're competing against 30,000, 60,000 people. Right? There's only a couple thousand of people here. I can guarantee you that a lot of my subscribers that follow my content would be in the top 10 of these competitions. You can see that people are getting funded with them, but most importantly that people are also getting paid. So if you want to become funded still this year, you have to build your trading edge. Meaning you have to backtest a lot. You have to recognize your data and then refine it. You have to find your strengths and your weaknesses. Focus on the strengths and cut out the weaknesses. For example, if you're unprofitable on Wednesdays, just cut off Wednesdays. As simple as that. But you can go really in detail. So I'll just advise you to really pick out a spreadsheet and identify each of these components. Go really specific with it and find out where you're strong, where you're weak at. In most cases, you do not have to fight and try to improve on your weaknesses. You just need to cut them off. That's in terms of technicals. Then when it comes to psychology, because you did all that work with the data, you're going to build confidence from it. And that confidence will allow you to go into the markets, trade your one single setup, and be able to get paid from it. You should not hesitate when you see your setup, but you shouldn't also be too eager into jumping in the markets and trade everything you see that is not there for you to trade. Finally, when it comes to risk management, as a beginner, I would just advise you to keep it at 1%. But then depending on your prop firm strategy, perhaps you got multiple prop firms, perhaps you're using my rotation method, and so you're risking 1.5, risking 2%. Maybe you're a scalper, maybe you trade less and you actually need to risk more because your frequency is so low. These are all questions that you gotta ask yourself in order to make a better detailed plan for your situation. But just remember that, like we've discussed, it is normal to blow challenges. I do blow challenges from here and then. So don't focus too much on the result of being funded, just focus on the process. And if you end up blowing this next account, you just buy another. And you continue to repeat the cycle, because if you follow the steps earlier, you should be a profitable trader. And the profitability will eventually make you funded. Now, once again, if you want to grab some challenges over Hola Prime, you can use the code Dylan30, links in the description. And if you want to be a bit more aggressive with it, and you're already a profitable trader, you can buy multiple accounts, rotate between them, and increase your chances of getting funded. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you on the next one.